Welcome back to my channel. I'm Amanda, and today I want to share with you the good, the bad, the ugly of the Saint Laurent Sac De Jour Nano. A review of my Sac De Jour Nano will be broken up in 5 sections. An overview of the bag, wearability, how I bought the bag, what fits inside, pros and cons, and then I'll round that all up in a summary at the end, where you will find out if I would still buy this bag with what I know now. So first off, to the overview of the bag. The star of the show has arrived. My Sac De Jour Nano in black croc-embossed leather with silver hardware. So she's obviously quite a square shape. It has the Saint Laurent Paris embossed on the bag. She has this little key, or no, not key, card, no, not card holder. This little lock holder on the front with accordion sides. On the back of the bag, there's not much going on. Again, accordion style. She has 5 feet underneath in silver color. She has the 2 top handles as well as a crossbody strap, still with silver hardware and croc-embossed leather. No compartments within the bag. What does exist inside the bag though is this little set of keys, obviously to the lock on the front of the bag. Also a dust bag, but that's not really included in this review. I bought this bag in 2020. Pre-loved in new condition. Honestly, she's still in like new condition. I've worn it a lot. I even included it in my most used handbags of 2021. But how wearable is really the Saint Laurent Sac De Jour Nano, you might ask? Personally, I find it very wearable. Initially, when I bought it, I was quite worried about the front of the bag scratching because when you walk, this little lock holder sways back and forth and it makes this noise as well. So I thought, will this create a kind of smiley face on my bag? That's not the vibe I'm going for. But honestly, I've worn it on almost a weekly basis now for 1.5 years and there's not a single scratch on the front of this bag. So I'm very pleased with how hard wearing this bag is. Although, to be honest, I have made an observation on the secondhand market. I noticed that many of the lighter colored smooth leather versions of this bag had that wear and tear of kind of the smiley face on the front of the bag. So if you're worried about that type of wear and tear, maybe keep that in mind if you're in the market for this bag. But back to my croc-embossed Sac De Jour. I've worn it, like I said, on almost like a weekly basis for 1.5 years now, so I'm obviously getting a lot of wear out of it. The cost per wear of this bag has decreased significantly for me, right? And I'm very happy about the wearability of this bag. For me, this is more of a daytime bag. I rarely gravitate towards it for evening events. But for those daytime settings, I mean, both for a casual day out on the town or for a more formal kind of work or professional event, I find this bag goes very well. One thing I have noticed with this bag is that it can be quite awkward to carry if you're trying to walk far and fast, because this bag doesn't really lay flat on the body due to the accordion style, so it pokes out quite a bit. So if you're sensitive to bags not laying flat against your body, then this might not be the best bag for you. Weight-wise, this bag is really light. I mean, obviously if you stuff it to the brim, it will become quite heavy. So now let's go find out what fits inside the Saint Laurent Sac De Jour Nano. Here we have some items which I would like to fit in the bag. First off, 2 phones. Need to have those. They slot in perfectly. Then we would like to have our keys. Those fit in there perfectly as well. Maybe just put them like that. And in my key holder, I also have my cards. You would know that if you watched my most used designer items of 2021. I would also like to fit my cosmetic pouch. I mean, in this one, I have all the COVID essentials. Face mask, tissues, hand sanitizer, lippies, wipes for my glasses because I'm a glasses wearer as well, so that's important. I would like to slot that in right there, but that's a very tight squeeze and this bag is very firm, so we can't really stretch it. But if we slot that in, I mean, that takes up basically all space, right? So if I want to bring a big cosmetic pouch like that one, I only fit my 2 phones right there. I fit my cosmetic pouch and my keys. Now, if I didn't need to bring my cosmetic pouch, I would obviously still bring my 2 phones. I may want to bring my camera, right? So I'll slot that in right there. Some headphones I may also want to bring. And of course my cards and keys. I'll pop right there. And obviously the sunglass case won't fit either way. So if I want to bring my sunglasses, I would have to just pop them on top there. I mean, I could still fit something more right there, but I usually also take a little tote bag, so I would just probably slot that in right there. So obviously you can bring your essentials for a day out on the town, but you have to pare down what you bring in order to fit it in this bag. So how did I actually buy this bag? Well, let me tell you. I bought it secondhand for approximately 1,000 euros. Current recommended retail price of this bag is 1,750 euros. So obviously there are savings out there on the secondhand market to be made. If you're looking for this bag on the pre-loved market, I would recommend you to check Vestiaire Collective, because there you can be very narrow in your search, right? So you can type in Saint Laurent, you can choose the model Sac De Jour, and then you can also filter on the colors you're interested in, right? So if you want to know what's out there on the market, maybe try that approach to see if there is a deal to be made on the specific Sac De Jour you're looking for. I'm very pleased with the deal I made on this bag. Obviously, it was quite a good discount and it was in new condition. And what I find the most rewarding with buying secondhand bags is that, I mean, someone else bought this bag before me, right? But for her, the bag didn't work out. Obviously, there are already a lot of bags out there on the market, right? And if I can scoop up a bag at a reasonable deal and someone else can get rid of it and buy something they would love and use more, then I think that's a win-win situation. So all in all, if I was going to buy another Sac De Jour bag, not saying I will, but not saying I won't, I would check the pre-loved market first to see if there was a deal to be made on the specific bag I was looking for. So moving on to the pros and cons of the Sac De Jour Nano. I'll start with the cons to get those out of the way, and then we can end on a positive note with the pros, okay? First off, like I already told you, if you're a person who walks far and fast, then this bag may be quite awkward, like I told you. If you're really out there for a power walk, it may like swing a bit awkwardly and it doesn't lay flat, like I said, so you might hit someone with your Sac De Jour Nano, right? And that's not what we're trying to do. Or at least that's not what I'm trying to do. You do you, boo. But yeah, like I said, it can be a bit awkward to carry at times. That doesn't really bother me though, because if I'm gonna walk far, I know to not pick this bag. Then I will choose my Mulberry Basewater satchel instead of this bag. Mentioned that as well in my most used handbags of 2021, so if you're interested in seeing more of that bag, go check out that video, just saying. So the second con with this bag, I guess, can be seen both as a pro and con, because I mean, it's a very sturdy bag, right? And it doesn't really budge if I try to squeeze it. And what that entails is that what fits in this bag fits, and you cannot squeeze one more item in there. So if you have pushed the envelope and packed it to the brim, that's it. Nothing else. And along those lines, I told you in my most used designer items of 2021, I use these sunglasses a lot. They're the Saint Laurent sunglasses in this gorgeous case. However, this case actually doesn't really fit in this bag. I mean, lengthwise, they're poking out. Widthwise, I mean, it doesn't really fit, right? So I would have to open the accordion sides and kind of stretch out the bag, fit the sunglasses, and I mean, who has time for that type of process just to access your sunglasses, right? If I wear this bag and these sunglasses, usually I don't bring the case because I don't really think this is an attractive look. So if you don't mind paring down the belongings that you bring with you, I think this is a great bag. If you want to bring all your belongings on your day out, including the kitchen sink and the living room couch, then this is not the bag for you. Then perhaps check out the bigger sizes of this bag. Honestly, for me personally, I'm not that keen on the bigger sizes of the Sac De Jour, to be honest, because if this small one doesn't lay flat and it's awkward to carry, I can imagine that the bigger sized ones are even more awkward and even more cumbersome to carry around. But that being said, I don't have personal experience with the bigger sizes of Sac De Jour, so maybe check that out if you want to carry your living room couch with you. So now let's cleanse out the negative energy of all of those cons. And now we serve positive energy with the pros. So for the pros of this bag, I think I've already made it pretty clear. I think it's a wearable bag. I think it's a very classic and chic looking handbag as well. You obviously have the versatility of carrying it by the top handles, or you can crossbody the bag as well, which is what I usually do. I think this bag works for many occasions, both casually and more formally. I kind of bought this bag because I wanted a bag that was kind of my one-stop shop to bring when I was traveling. And obviously I bought it in 2020, so I haven't really been able to test out that concept that much. When I go on my next trip, I will definitely bring this because I think it will do well both as a daytime bag and nighttime bag. Even though I don't really gravitate towards this as a nighttime bag, I still think it would do well. And if you only have space for one handbag in your suitcase, then I think this would be a good option to bring on your trip. And just stating the obvious, since this is one of my most used handbags, I will have more pros than I have cons for this bag. And in general, I'm very happy with the Sac De Jour Nano. So rounding up this whole review, if you're like me and you've already spent like a decade in the luxury fashion scene, then you probably heard people compare the Hermes Birkin and the Saint Laurent Sac De Jour. So obviously I just had to bring in my Hermes Birkin 30 just for some comparisons. I think the Hermes Birkin deserves its place in the fashion scene, right? I mean, it's one of the most sought after bags. It's very classic. It's very chic looking. Mine is in the black toggle leather with gold hardware. And if we're comparing the two, these are both black and kind of square shaped bags, right? But honestly, I think the Sac De Jour has kind of done what the Birkin should have done. I mean, it has made the corners more sturdy with the accordion style. The Birkin, especially the Togo, has a tendency to slouch down if you don't stuff it properly. I think the Sac De Jour Nano also serves a purpose of having a crossbody strap, right? And that makes it more wearable, I think, than the Birkin. With that said, I still love my Birkin. She holds a special place in my collection. Would never get rid of her. I actually have two. If you want to see a review of my Birkins, then please let me know in the comments below. I have both a Birkin 30 and a 35, so the possibility is also there to make a comparison between the two sizes. But enough about the Birkin. I just wanted to let you know that I think they're both great bags, but I still think the Sac De Jour is different enough from the Birkin to have owned its place as a classic handbag in the fashion scene. But who would I actually recommend this bag to? I think if you're someone like me, you have a few handbags in your collection, you lean towards a more classic style of handbag, then I think this is a great choice. If you're looking for a work bag which you need to fit your computer in, obviously the Sac De Jour Nano is not gonna do that job. But if you're looking for a weekend type of bag or a travel type of bag that can be your one-stop shop to bring on a trip, I think this is a great choice. Also, if you're like me, you don't really baby your bags, I would potentially be careful of buying those softer leather handbags, especially in the lighter colors, if you don't want that smiley face from the key, no, not the key, the lock dangling back and forth on your bag. And if you gravitate more towards lighter colored bags, maybe check out a croc-embossed version. I've seen some light pink Sac De Jour Nanos in croc-embossed leather, and I think those are so pretty. I mean, for me personally, I don't think they would go very well with my wardrobe, but I must admit, I do appreciate those from afar. And if you're someone who's just starting out with your handbag collection, I do also think that this is a good option because, like I said, it's a very versatile bag, so if you don't have a lot to choose from, a versatile bag is a must, right? And like I said, I mean, if I was to go on a trip today, I would bring this bag and have it as my one handbag for that trip. So for newcomers to the luxury accessory scene, definitely would recommend this bag. And to the million-dollar question, would I actually buy this bag if I knew back in 2020 what I know now from owning this bag for 1.5 years? I would totally still buy it. Like I said, this is one of my most used handbags. I think it's so versatile. I think it gives off such a chic aesthetic as well. It fits so seamlessly into my wardrobe. And this is one of the bags, if I lost it, I would probably repurchase it because I think it's that good. So there we have it. The good, the bad, the ugly of the Saint Laurent Sac De Jour Nano. And of course, if I forgot to mention something that you're wondering about this bag, please leave me a question in the comments and I'll get back to you that way. Thank you so much for joining me to chat about the Sac De Jour Nano today. And until next time, stay safe, take care, and see you soon. Bye-bye.